Last night, I was quite shocked. I was watching Olympic basketball, Team USA versus Team Serbia, and of course, I was expecting them to win. They did in the end, but Serbia was leading by 17 points, 14 points. They pretty much had a double-digit lead the whole game. So for me, as a fan, it would be a great disappointment if USA had lost. After all, they got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, the greats of this era. I would say 99% playing in their last Olympics. I wasn't expecting a blowout, but I was expecting a comfortable win. Instead, what we got was almost an upset. Anyways, I just remember USA taking gambles and Serbs hitting shot after shot after shot. And Nikola Jokič, I would argue, had a bad game. Yes, he collected his assists, but he was 0-6 from the 3, 7 of 17 overall, but others were the ones who kept Serbia going. One of those dudes was Aleksa Avramovic, a name that's probably unfamiliar for a lot of NBA fans, including me, so I wanted to take a look at him. To me, it seemed like every time he attempted a shot, he made it. And while the stats showed just 15 points and 4 out of 6 from the 3, he felt much more important. And he played just 18 minutes, so you could argue he should have played more and maybe Serbia had won. But who is this Aleksa Avramovic? Right now, he is a 6'4" Serbian point guard, but it all started back in Serbia. Actually, Aleksa spent his whole youth in Serbia, developing his basketball skills at Mladost Čačak youth system. Then he joined Borac Čačak, which is Mladost rival so to speak, and in Borac Čačak he actually had his first senior experience. Then he had a year with a different club named OKK Beograd before returning to Borac and becoming an MVP there. He had some crazy games there, like for example in the 2015-16 season, he had a 47-point game with 15 out of 21 shooting from the field. He was an MVP of that round and averaged more than 20 points and 6 assists per game for the whole season. His great success propelled him to new heights, and Avramovic at 21 years old even decided to participate in the 2016 NBA draft, but went undrafted. He did switch teams though, and went to level up, as he signed with Pallacanestro Varese from Italian Basketball League. He struggled in his first year there, averaging just 14 minutes per game and 6.5 points on 36% from the field and 23% shooting from the 3. Not the shooter we saw yesterday, huh? But with every upcoming season, he gained a more prominent role on the team and improved his own game as well. In total, he spent 3 years in Italy with Varese team, and in his third and last season averaged more than 28 minutes, 17.7 points on almost 44% shooting from the field and 40% from the 3. It was time for another step up in his career, and Avramovic signed with Unicaja from the Spanish ACB league, which is like the second best league after NBA. He signed a contract for 530,000 euros, which is a very good deal in European basketball. Sadly, it's also a common practice in European basketball. When you get signed by a good team, it doesn't necessarily mean that they will play you. And it sort of happened that way for him as well, as Avramovic got loaned to another team in the ACB league, Estudiantes. There, he had a big role, playing more than 26 minutes per game and averaging almost 15 points per game. He also played for Unicaja though, 11 games in the regular season and 9 games in Eurocup. In those 20 total games, he averaged about 5 points per game in 12 minutes of action. Avramovic spent his next 2020-21 season exclusively with Estudiantes, where he was a star, playing almost 30 minutes per game and averaged 16.4 points. A thing to note, throughout all these years with Spanish teams, he had lost his three-point shot. In Spain, he made only around 32% of his threes, a bad number for a guard. In NBA, you would call that type of guard as a guy who can't shoot. So, after 2 quite uneventful seasons in Spain, Avramovic returned to Serbia, where he signed with the best of the best that Serbia has to offer, Partizan Belgrade. Partizan is one of those European clubs that simultaneously participates in 3 tournaments: ABA League, Eurocup, and EuroLeague. ABA, which is their regular season, Avramovic played the most and averaged more than 10 points per game. Eurocup and EuroLeague featured him less, and subsequently his production dropped as well. But he found his role. In his first year and in his second year, he was that guy playing up to 20 minutes per game and just giving you that reliability of a sixth man, scoring around 9 points, 10 points per game. And remember, Europe is not NBA, as 9 points for a bench player is pretty good. And Partizan also appreciated that, offering Avramovic to renew his contract for around $500,000 per season to stay with them. That's not top tier money, but it's a good bag here. In this last 2023-24 season, Avramovic continued to play his role perfectly, but the club had a bad season since they didn't win any trophies, which is something that Partizan isn't used to. A few weeks ago, Avramovic was moved to Moscow CSKA, where he will continue his professional career. And at almost 30 years old and limited role in Europe, he obviously won't or shouldn't be an NBA player like ever. But sometimes, watching these international games, it's a good reminder of how many good players there are that we don't even know that much about. And a player from any league could come in and, on a given day, just almost be responsible for one of the biggest upsets in basketball history. And yesterday, Avramovic almost accomplished that. I'm not sure why he played just 18 minutes, as he was real hot from the deep. I guess the coach knows best. And 18 minutes is what he usually plays, so that makes sense. Anyway, that was Aleksa Avramovic. Did any of you know about this guy before yesterday's game? Or maybe you follow European basketball and can tell me more about hidden gems there. Do you think USA would have lost if Avramovic had played more? Please leave your comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like for the video, share it with others, and of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos in the future. Thank you very much for watching. This is Purple Prince, and I'm out.